Somewhere above the clouds, a shadow glides silently across the stratosphere. No sound, no radar return, no light reflected off its surface. To the world below, it doesn't exist. Yet inside that black triangle lies a weapon powerful enough to erase entire cities. They call it the B-2 Spirit, a jet so stealthy, so elusive, that even the most sophisticated radar systems, American, Russian, or Chinese, can barely register its existence. It doesn't roar, it whispers. And if you can see it on your radar, it's already too late. But what makes this aircraft so feared? Why do even Russia and China, both armed with advanced hypersonic missiles and long-range detection systems, still consider the B-2 an untouchable ghost? Before we uncover the secrets of this billion-dollar shadow, make sure to hit subscribe and join Defense Archives, where we decode the machines that shaped modern warfare. To understand why America created the B-2, we have to go back to one of its darkest Cold War moments, the U-2 incident of 1960. The United States had been flying spy missions deep into Soviet territory using the Lockheed U-2, a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. The CIA believed the U-2 flew so high that no missile could ever reach it. They were wrong. On May 1, 1960, a U-2 took off from Peshawar Air Base in Pakistan, bound for the heart of the Soviet Union. As it cruised over Yekaterinburg at 70,000 feet, a Soviet S-75 Divina surface-to-air missile locked on and struck. The aircraft was torn apart. The pilot, Francis Gary Powers, survived and was paraded on Soviet television. America's invincibility had been shattered. That humiliation sent shockwaves through Washington. If the Soviets could shoot down a spy plane flying that high, what chance did America's nuclear bombers have in a war? It was time for a revolution, not in speed or altitude, but in invisibility. By the mid-1970s, radar technology had evolved faster than aircraft design. American bombers were massive targets on Soviet radar screens, easy to spot, easy to destroy. In 1978, the Pentagon launched a classified project under the Advanced Technology Bomber (ATB) program. Its goal, to build a plane that radar couldn't see. Billions were poured into secret research at Northrop and Boeing under a veil of total secrecy. Only a handful of engineers had full clearance. What emerged from that darkness was a marvel unlike anything before. A flying wing, smooth and curved, made of radar-absorbing carbon graphite composites. No tail, no right angles, no reflection. Every contour was calculated to scatter radar waves away instead of back to their source. When radar beams hit the B-2, they simply vanish. This is stealth, the art of invisibility, and the B-2 Spirit became its masterpiece. Its radar cross-section is 0.0001 square meters, roughly the size of a mosquito. To radar operators, a 52-meter-wide aircraft appears smaller than a bird. In 1989, the first B-2 took flight. But the world wouldn't see it until 1997, nearly a decade later. During that time, it flew only at night, from remote bases, hidden under retractable hangars by day. Even the people who maintained it weren't told exactly what materials covered its skin. The B-2's stealth isn't just about radar, it's about every kind of detection. Its 4 General Electric F118 engines are buried deep within its body, hidden from view and insulated from heat sensors. Exhaust gases are mixed with cool air before being released, reducing the jet's infrared signature to near zero. Heat-seeking missiles that can detect a normal aircraft from 100 kilometers away might not spot the B-2 until it's within 10. Its surface is coated with radar-absorbent materials, a chemical compound that literally swallows radar waves. The exact formula is top secret, known to only a handful of engineers and constantly updated. Even its landing gear doors, fuel hatches, and seams are saw-toothed, deflecting radar rather than reflecting it. Inside, the cockpit is a marvel of classified avionics. Digital flight systems compensate for the aircraft's inherently unstable flying wing shape, making it one of the smoothest rides ever built. And if by some miracle an enemy radar does catch a glimpse of it, the B-2 deploys electronic countermeasures, fake radar echoes, false signals, decoys, confusing sensors, and creating phantom targets. By the time defenders realize which blip was real, the B-2 is gone. For over 3 decades, this shadow in the sky has guarded freedom without ever being seen. If you're proud of American warfare and the spirit that built it, type "Proud of American Warfare" in the comments. Let's fill this feed with pride. And like this video and subscribe to Defense Archives. Now back to the video. Perfection comes at a price, and the B-2's price was astronomical. Each aircraft cost over $2.1 billion when you include development, maintenance, and training, making it the most expensive aircraft ever built. That's more than the entire annual defense budget of some nations. Maintaining it is an art form. The aircraft's delicate radar-absorbing skin must be hand-polished and inspected after every flight. Even a dent the size of a coin can compromise its stealth. Each B-2 requires hundreds of hours of maintenance per flight hour and can only be serviced in climate-controlled hangars. They are stored primarily at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, the only operational B-2 base in the world. There, 20 Spirits are kept in constant rotation, some on alert, some under deep maintenance, some on training missions. Another aircraft was tragically lost in a crash in 2008, reducing the total fleet to 20. Operating cost? Nearly $150,000 per flight hour. A single mission can cost tens of millions. But what it delivers is priceless. The ability to strike anywhere, anytime, unseen. When war came, the B-2 proved that its legend was no myth. In 1999, during NATO's bombing of Yugoslavia, B-2s flew from Missouri to Serbia, 30-hour missions, and returned home without a scratch. They struck heavily defended targets in Belgrade, dropping JDAMs, GPS-guided bombs, with surgical precision. In 2001, they flew 45-hour round trips to hit Taliban strongholds in Afghanistan, invisible to every radar between the US and Kabul. In 2003, they led the opening wave in Iraq. The first bombs that fell on Baghdad came from B-2s. In 2011, they struck Libyan airfields and command centers during NATO's intervention. Every time, the story was the same. No warning, no detection, no losses, only the craters that remained. Each B-2 can carry 18,000 kilograms of ordnance, including nuclear gravity bombs or the massive Ordnance Penetrator, a 13-ton bunker buster capable of drilling through reinforced concrete before exploding. The B-2 terrified America's rivals. Russia poured billions into radar over-the-horizon systems and advanced S-400 and S-500 missile networks. China developed stealth-hunting radar arrays, infrared satellites, and its own stealth bomber, the H-20. Yet despite decades of progress, neither country has demonstrated a reliable way to track, let alone intercept, a B-2 mid-flight. For more than 30 years, it has flown into contested airspace and never once been targeted successfully. Only 21 B-2 Spirits were ever built, each one a masterpiece of science, engineering, and invisible power. It isn't just a weapon, it's a statement, a declaration that true power doesn't need to roar. It can whisper. Today, the next generation, the B-21 Raider, is preparing to take its place. But even as the future rises, the B-2 remains an icon, a shadow in the sky, a ghost on the radar, a symbol of untouchable dominance. Because sometimes, the most terrifying thing in war is the thing you can't see. This is Defense Archives. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe, and share. Because history's most powerful weapons aren't just built, they're engineered to disappear.